Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today because I am doing my July TBR video, and if you've seen Sarah Crowley or Madison Kate's videos recently, they've done the scratch off TBR cards, and it started from a TikTok. A user on TikTok made scratch off cards on Canva and printed them out and posted a TikTok about it, and it is literally like such a good idea. I wish I was creative like that with like coming up with ideas and everything, but I decided to do that because I just feel like the TBR jar, I'm over it. I have like the same prompts in there. I'm sick of doing it, and I have so many new books on my TBR because I've had such like I've been like blacking out and just buying books, like, and I cannot read them as fast as I'm buying them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm really gonna try to stick to my TBR this month. It can be so hard for me because I'm such a mood reader, but I'm gonna try to do it. But I want to show you guys the TBR cards first that I made. So I went on Canva and I went on Pinterest and I got this picture of these books, and then I went on the business card and I did it, and then I bought these little scratch off stickers from Amazon, and you can print directly from Canva. I will try and find the TikTok and I will link it in the description. Yeah, they took about like a week and a half to come in, and they're really good quality. And what I actually did is I had my mom come up with prompts because I kind of just wanted to be surprised. I didn't want to be the one to come up with the prompts myself because I kind of knew what to expect. So I gave my mom 20 of them and I had her pick them. I think I'm gonna pick about 8 to do. Looking back on recent months, I've read about 8 books a month recently, and I think 8 is going to be a good number to scratch off. So she did 20, I'm gonna pick 8. I'm going to like set up a camera on my phone. So I'm gonna set up my phone up on a tripod and record me scratching, and then I will record me doing it. But yeah, I'm so excited. Like, this is just such a smart idea. I love whenever people come up with new ways to do TBR videos. I'm just not creative enough to do that. Like Destiny did the board game, Sarah Madison did these. Like, I just love whenever people come up with new ideas like this. It just makes the book community so fun. It's so fun. Everyone's so creative and I love it so much. But yeah, so these are the scratch off cards. They are just so cute. I have no clue what my mom wrote under them, so let's go and scratch off our TBR for July. I'm gonna scratch them and then we will go over to my little TBR card over here and try and pick them out. Okay, we are at my little bookshelf desk area. I have my camera going right here. I hope you can't see it. I don't think you really can. So if you see me like leaning, making sure it's recording, that's why. I have my TBR scratch off card. My mom did 20 of them, but I'm going to pick 8 of them. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll do 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have our 8 cards. I'm gonna put these to the side for next time. I'm so excited to scratch these. I am using, I don't know if anyone else is a Disney adult like myself and my family, but if you go to Disney, they have these little like penny machines where you can put in a penny and it'll like smush it and like have like a character on it. But that's my scratching device. So I'm so excited. The first one, I'm so excited to see what my mother put on these. So okay, she put read a book from your bottom shelf. She's correct. I do have books on my bottom shelf that I have not read yet. So that is the first one. Read a book with a dragon. That's an interesting one. I have to have something, right? I should be able to find one. I don't know. Does Akatar have dragons in it? I don't know. We will see. I might scratch an extra one just in case I don't have a book with a dragon in it. Start a new series. Oh, she did like actually like really good ones. My mom always does stuff good though, so I'm not surprised. Okay. Read a book by Riley Sager, because I have a few of those. I have the new release and I also have 2 other ones by him. I haven't read him yet, so that's exciting. My mom's like a very big thriller author. Do you know what I mean? Like, she only reads murder mysteries and thrillers. Like, if I gave her a fantasy book or romance, she would literally like not even be able to get through like the first 3 chapters. She is strictly like, if there's no murder in it, she's not interested. So it's kind of crazy that like my sister's like that too, but I grew up to like be like a romance reader. So Read a book with a 3-word title. She did so good on these, guys. The last book you bought. That's a good one. That is actually a really good one. Because she knows I buy these books and I just like put them on my shelf and never to be seen again. Read a book set by the ocean. Oh my god, she did, like, whenever I did these for the jar, I literally would just be like, read a book with a yellow cover. Like, she did so good on these. They're so like thoughtful. I love it. Read a Frida book. See, my mom is such a thriller girl. Okay, I'm gonna scratch one more just in case I don't have a dragon book, and if not, then we'll just have an extra book for, I mean, should I just do 10 then? Like 9 is such a weird, we'll just do 10. Read a book with a purple cover. I can't with her, she did so good on these. Okay, then we'll do last one, 10. So we'll do 10, I did 10. Read a book less than 200 pages. I don't know if I have one of those, we will see. Okay, so that was my little scratch segment. So we did the scratch, and now we have to go over to my little TBR cart and stack, and we will pick out the 10 books I have for July. Okay, we have all of our books picked out. I didn't film any of it because it was literally just me walking around my room aimlessly thinking. This isn't in order of how I scratched them because I have the actual memory of a peanut. So I'm just gonna start off and start picking from the top. So the first one is Start a New Series, and I am very excited because this is one of my favorite authors, and I read her second series and I read her most recent series, but her first series is, I think, finally just getting published in stores maybe. I don't know, that's just, I saw it and I picked it up and I bought it. It is Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. I love Elsie's writing. She is actually kind of something that got me really back into reading because I read Flawless last summer. So good. Those books are so good. If you have not picked up an Elsie Silver book, they are so good romance-wise, but also emotional in just the problems that the characters deal with. So good. So I don't even really know what the Gold Rush Ran series is about, but from reading the back, the girl main character's name is Billy Black. I don't know how I'm gonna read this picturing Billy Black as this girl, because this is the only Billy Black I know, and it's Jacob Black's dad from Twilight. Like, how am I expected to picture a girl Billy Black? Anyway, it seems like she's a smart mouth and he is kind of grumpy, and Elsie just does her banter so good. So off to an amazing start with this one. Next one was Read a Book by Riley Sager, and I have never read a Riley Sager book, and I actually have a signed copy of this one, so I haven't read it yet, but it's called The Only One Left. This one follows Kit, and she's actually a caretaker for someone who committed a Lizzie Borden type style murder. And if you don't know who Lizzie Borden is, she was like a murderer, like, and it was like gross. Like, actually, who was Lizzie Borden? She was the murderer, right? She isn't the one who got murdered, she was the murderer. Yes, she axe murdered her mother and her stepmother and father in Massachusetts. So this is what the girl was basically accused of doing, a Lizzie Borden type murder, and she is now taking care of her. But there is more to the tale than people know, and she's kind of uncovering that. And I usually don't read thrillers in the summer, but I found myself getting a little slumpy these past few weeks, so I think maybe I will pick this one up soon because thrillers just always get ya. Next was Read the Last Book You Bought, and I'm very excited for this one because Destiny Sidwell, if you're watching booktube, you definitely know her. She gave The Lovely War by Julie Berry 5 stars, and I picked it up at the store and it sounded so extremely interesting, and I just feel like the writing in this book is probably very beautiful. But it follows the days of World War I and II, and it follows two couples, I believe, yes, and it is actually told from the point of view of Aphrodite, which is the goddess of love. So I just think that's going to be so good, and if Destiny rated it 5 stars, I am most likely going to love it. But yeah, I never heard of this author, and it's YA, and I'm really excited because I think it being told in Aphrodite's perspective is very cool. But yeah, this is the next one on my July TBR. Next is Read a Frida book, and I'm very late to the party on the Frida McFadden wave, but I have The Housemaid. This is probably the book that has been on my TBR the longest because whenever I first started getting to reading, this was like all the hype on TikTok. I really don't understand, because I feel like thrillers are usually a one and done, but like the third book of the Housemaid like universe just came out and I really don't know how that works. But our main character is the caretaker of the Winchester home, and Nina is like the lady in the family, and she like makes messes just so she has to clean it up. She's kind of a bitch, and she actually, the main character tries on one of Nina's dresses one day and Nina catches her, and the girl, I don't even know her name, but she realizes that her door only locks from the outside. So that's all I know, but that's a little creepy. I feel like Nina's crazy. So yeah, I am late on the Freida McFadden phase, but my mom, she's a thriller girl, so she put this in there. Next, read a book with a purple cover. And I have read this author before. I read The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther, but this one is What Happens After Midnight. And The Summer of Broken Rules just gave such like summer vibes, and I remember reading it in the summer and I really liked it. I'm not sure what people think about this one, but all I know is her covers are always so cute and they just scream summer. Basically, this follows Lily, and her high school graduation is quickly approaching and she feels like she just hasn't done enough. She hasn't came out of her shell. So she receives a note to basically participate in the senior prank. So she goes there, and like the leader of this thing is actually her ex-boyfriend, and they kind of are stuck together for this whole entire prank. But yeah, I do really like her writing. She puts a lot of little Taylor Swift like era-esque stuffs in there, so I really enjoyed that about the first book. But yeah, that is the next one for my July TBR. The next one was read a book from your bottom shelf, and I really need to get my butt going on this series. I have only read the first one, and this series is people's Roman Empire. Like, they are obsessed with this series and I just have not gone to it. I only read the first one and it was frustrating, so I just like haven't picked it up the next book yet, but I do have the second and third one. But on the bottom shelf was Ricochet by Krista and Rebecca Ritchie. I believe this is kind of like a little novella-esque type book between the first and the third book, maybe? I don't know. But the Addicted series follows Lily and Lo, and Lily is addicted to sex and Lo is addicted to alcohol. Are in love with each other, but they're fake dating because their parents would find out about their addictions if they weren't together, and it's a roller coaster of emotions. The enabling is really frustrating in the book, but I understand that that's kind of the point because both of these people are struggling with addictions. But yeah, I do need to get to the second one because people love this book so much. They just love this series. Like, I know this was like so big on Book Talk back in the day and just all together, but I need to get to it. Don't come for me if this is not true. But the next one is read a book with a dragon. I googled it and it said that this book, this series, does have dragons in it. It's not the main focus, but apparently there are dragons in it. We need to read this bad boy. I have read the first one. I say this all the time. I read the first ACOTAR book and I was bored. I had to read the audiobook to get through it, but everyone says keep going. I know they say keep going. This is people's favorite book ever. I'm not even gonna describe what this is about because everyone already knows it. Everyone and their mom has read this book. But I do want to do a video of finishing series that I'm in the middle of, and this is definitely on the top of the list for that one because I need to be in the loop with that one. Next, another one that can kind of fit into the finishing series video, so I'm happy that I scratched these so I can add them to my TBR. But read a book with a 3-word title, and that is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. The first one in the Shepherd King little duology was One Dark Window, and that was all the rave on TikTok these last few months. Kind of like in winter, everyone was obsessing over this book, so I read it. I was bored. I did enjoy the magic system, how they were like tarot cards. I thought that was really cool and really interesting and definitely something different that I'm definitely not used to seeing in the book world. So whenever you read something new, it's always interesting, but I was a little bored. I felt like it just wasn't, I don't know if it wasn't my cup of tea. I just felt like I needed like more action maybe in it. I don't know, but a lot of people do say that they like this one better than the first one, so I'm hoping I am one of those people. But this has a 3-word title, so I am gonna jump into it. The next one was read a book less than 200 pages. I don't own one of those, but I do own a book that is a little over 200 pages, and that is Powerful by Lauren Roberts. Reckless comes out on Tuesday. I'm currently filming this and it's Friday, so I'm finishing the book I'm reading now, and I've been putting off this little novella that follows Adina for so long. If you haven't read Powerless, please read it. you can just tell that Lauren Roberts, the author, is a romantasy reader. She puts like everything everyone loves in that book, and this is the little novella that happens at the same time that Powerless does, and it follows Peyton's best friend Adina. And I've just been waiting to jump back into this world like until a few days before Reckless comes out, so as soon as I'm done with the book I'm reading now, I'm jumping into this one, so that worked out kind of perfect. And then the last book for the TBR for July is Read a Book Set by the Ocean, and I am also going to be a first-timer with this author, and that is The Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand. I know Ellen Hildebrand's books are all based in Nantucket. She actually just released, I believe, her last one that's going to be based in Nantucket, which is crazy because I'm pretty sure every single one of her books is like a part of this Nantucket series. But yeah, I know this is set by the beach. Can you tell by the cover? All of her books are blue. And I feel like I've heard a lot about her books and how they will actually make you like bawl your eyes out because they're not just set around romance. There's a lot of literary fiction, deep concepts into her books. But yeah, I am very excited to enter my Ellen Hildebrand era. I have all my books laid out beside me, but that was so much fun to do. I'm already excited for next month to scratch off more of those little TBR cards. I think I will definitely continue having my mom do that for me because it was very fun having no clue what I was going to scratch. But yeah, that is my TBR for July. I am so excited. I hope it is a good reading month. We have Powerless by Lauren Roberts coming out, so that will be at the very top of my TBR 100%. But if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, all of that fun stuff on YouTube. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.